The BBC's Tim Davie talks about the survival of the licence fee in the face of all the global streaming services. Let's take a look at the story. Hi, it's me again, and this week there was a bit of a virtual conference from some media companies, and one of the speakers there was the BBC's Tim Davie. And wherever Tim goes, the conversation about the licence fee follows, doesn't it? So let's have a look and see what he had to say. The growing popularity of global streamers like Netflix, Amazon Prime Video and Disney Plus are forcing UK public service broadcasters to face down an existential threat. This was the overarching theme at the virtual Deloitte and Enders Media and Telecoms Conference, which featured top brass from the country's technology, media and telecom sectors. These included BBC Director General Tim Davie, ITV Chief Executive Carolyn McCall, Channel 4 Chief Executive Alex Maron, and Maria Kyriakou, President of Viacom CBS Networks UK and Australia, which operates terrestrial broadcaster Channel 5. Before the pandemic hit, the UK creative industry was going through a period of phenomenal growth, but is now confronting a point of jeopardy, said Davie at the conference. It's a brilliant British success story and it needs fueling and investment. Describing the sector as an enlightened blend of private and public, Davie said it has to be fought for and protected. The government are proactive on this, which is a situation in which we can ensure that there's the right prominence in new environments for public service broadcasters, said Davie. That is critical. It protects local creative work. Well, who would have seen that coming? The Director General of the BBC saying the government are going to protect them a bit. Anyway, let's read on. McCall said the public service broadcasters need a level playing field to operate in. The urgent need for the government to change the framework for public service broadcasters is because this is a contract with broadcasters to deliver a public good, one that is going to be dramatically eroded because of ferocious pace of digital change that we have all seen, said McCall. The public service broadcasters operate under the Communications Act of 2003, a legislation that needs a radical update, said McCall. There has been a digital online revolution, but we still have an analogue regulatory framework for media, she outlined. If we have learned anything from the pandemic, it is that people value the programmes the public service broadcasters offer. A key part of the government's Building Back Better agenda would be to create a framework for a new public service broadcast system that can continue to serve the public interest in the UK, as well as helping to underpin a creative economy that creates opportunities, said McCall. Davie said he is a big fan of Netflix and also reiterated the cultural importance of British content. Simon Pitts, Chief Executive of the Scottish public service broadcaster STV, said, "To a global giant, regionalisation is more likely to mean Asia Pacific versus Europe than London versus Glasgow." Well, yeah, that is a fair point. And, you know, loads of the streaming services out there, like Netflix makes The Crown, and there's loads of British-based programmes on the streaming services. What was that thing I watched on Netflix the other day? It's a film about uncovering Sutton Hoo, The Dig. You know, they are making these British programmes because people around the world want to see them. But the guy makes a fair point that, you know, it's British programmes, it's not regional British programmes. So they do need to work on that. Yeah, I spend a lot of time in Spain, and I don't believe there's a TV licence in Spain. My family's had properties there forever, and I don't think we've ever had to pay anything like that or had a letter about it or anything. So I'm pretty sure there's no TV licence in Spain. But what there is are regional TV channels. Every town has its own TV channel that's broadcast, and every sort of county has a TV channel that's broadcast. So where we had our properties, you know, there was like Torremolinos TV or Malaga TV, and then there was a whole of Andalusia, which is the county that those towns are in, had their own TV channels, and they're supported by commercials, usually for like local restaurants and stuff like that, and it works really well. So you can go there and you know you're going to see something local every time. So why can't the UK do something like that? Why can't the BBC just go commercial or go subscription or just go away and then open up the framework a little bit to have small local TV stations in each town that can then broadcast stories of local interest and local news and go and see new local businesses and do promotions and things like that to help the local area? Surely that would be a much better thing. I think Spain are winning on that one. If you ever go to Spain and you're sitting in your little hotel room, flick on the local telly and have a watch of the local TV channels. They're not the best produced things in the world, but they are all about the local businesses and the local industry and local interest. And it's a nice way to do it. Maybe the UK could do something like that. The fact remains that UK public service broadcasters individually have limited resources compared to the riches available to the streamers. Davie presented a solution: unity. The BBC Director General says that while the public service broadcasters compete for the same audiences at prime time, they do come together, citing BritBox and digital platforms Freesat and Freeview as examples. It's critical we collaborate, said Davie. The truth is we've always come together and created things that have had real value. We need to be working together and creating scale together in the new world. In areas like platform, we've got to think about what's the future of open platforms, and finally, I think we stand together in areas like prominence. There's a question for us as a community, as a culture, as the UK, which is what kind of media market do we want? And we've always made these choices, said Davie. So I'm all for what Davie's saying there, the BBC clubbing up with other channels. That's what this BritBox thing is about. And, you know, I know many people that subscribe to BritBox and they like it. Good for them. Good for them. It's their money, their choice, and if they're enjoying it, good for them. But if the BBC's got to club up with other channels, surely they need to be sharing the licence fee with the other channels as well then, don't they, if they want them as partners. I think, I've said it so many times, the only real way for the BBC to go forward is to go commercial. Make more money and have your own streaming platform like the big American networks do. They're commercial and they have their own streaming platforms as well where they show all their premium stuff and they make a lot of money from it. Do that, BBC. And then petition the government to have small local TV channels all around the country that can show local interest stories and local news and local information. Problem solved. So what do you think? Do you think I'm well off the mark with this? Have you got any better ideas for what the BBC can do? Please, not so much with the swearing. Leave your comment down below and I'll see you in another video again soon. Thanks for watching.